Hello, friends! Do you really want to be happy forever? Every person seeks happiness and peace in their lives, but did you know that all the money, power, and honor in the world can never satisfy the happiness within you? Today we'll talk about a secret that can give you true and lasting happiness. Happiness that can be found neither in money, nor in power, nor in any other material thing, but only within you. Let's get started and learn how you can lead your life to eternal happiness. 1. The Summum Bonum of human life. Remember, everyone in this world is in the grip of want. A want is not supplied by securing a living being or object. The number of our wants, on the other hand, is increased thereby. Therefore, he who seeks to satisfy his wants by means of worldly objects and incessantly strives for their acquisition ever meets with frustration. Remember, matter is full of wants, the Supreme Spirit is all existence. Hence, they who seek to realize the Supreme Spirit rather than seek to satisfy their worldly wants go on becoming rich in being and continue as a matter of course to be rid of the flame of wants. Remember, he who suffers from total lack of worldly goods, who is wholly destitute of wealth, manpower, honor, dwelling, and so on, but in whose mind dwells the Lord is ever full in every respect and supremely happy. He who, on the other hand, has enormous wealth, manpower, and honor, is endowed with luxuries of this world and the next, has risen to the position of Indra, the ruler of gods, but who is forgetful of God, is ever in the grip of want, and hence extremely miserable. Though richly endowed with all the pleasures of senses, he ever continues to burn. He can never have peace, for all that he has is deficient, transient, and perishable. Remember, the craving for living beings and objects of the world alone is mainly responsible for the disquietude, worry, and misery of man, as well as for the sins perpetrated by him. The root of this craving for sense enjoyments lies in the fact that man erroneously seeks to be rid of the fire of want through flames of luxuries. It is for this reason that he continues to spend his life in ever new endeavor, in ever new hankering for enjoyment, and in getting together the wherewithals to satisfy such hankerings. It is for this reason that he falls a victim to greed and self-esteem on attaining his desired object, and is overcome with anger and agitation on failing to secure that object. Consequently, his life becomes full of suffering, violence, and misery, and he breathes his last burning day and night in the fire of anxiety in this way. His human life is not only wasted thereby, but the accumulation of newer and newer sins renders his future miserable and gloomy. Hereafter, he has to suffer the tortures of demoniac wombs and the infernal regions. Remember, the human body is not meant for enjoyment. It has been vouchsafed to us for carrying on spiritual endeavor and for realizing God as a result of such endeavor. This is the sole, supreme, and ultimate goal of human life. Those devilish men who, forgetting this aim, remain exclusively engaged in getting together and enjoying luxuries, not only kill their soul, but also encourage others by their example to commit such spiritual suicide and push them into the infernal regions. Remember, they alone are your well-wishers, kinsmen, your own, beloved of you, and preeminent in the real sense, who direct your mind towards God, drawing it away from sense enjoyments, intensify your attachment to the feet of the Lord, ridding you of the lure of the pleasures of sense. People directing you to sense enjoyments and stimulating your likes and dislikes, be they your own people or outsiders, be they leaders, officials, ministers, governors, preceptors, holy men, exalted souls, devotees, or men calling themselves preeminently your own, not your well-wishers in the true sense, are not really your own. They are themselves astray and are leading you astray. Beware of them. Remember, every moment of your life is priceless and serves as a golden opportunity for God realization. If your mind remains fixed on God at the moment of your departure from this world, you will be able to realize God, and you will go down to perdition if your mind is set on hell at the moment of death. Thought of sense enjoyment colored with a yearning for such enjoyments is surcharged with worries and agonies of various kinds. Hence, it is a veritable hell. Therefore, try to think of God without interruption and cease to think of enjoyments. Who knows when death overtakes you? If you continue to think of God at the time of death, you will surely realize God and God alone in your life will have achieved its object. Remember, the speciality of human life lies in a man's being able to serve God while remaining engrossed in his thought. Thought of sense enjoyments is common to all, including beasts and birds. He who thinks of sense enjoyments rather than remain engrossed in the thought of God undergoes complete ruination amidst with a fall. And the fellow, though clothed with a human semblance, is really worse than a beast. For the death of a man devoted to sense enjoyment repeatedly throws him into demoniacal wombs and the infernal regions. Dissipating the stock of merits which had earned him a human body, he is heading towards degradation in consequence of his vile deeds. Remember, the death of subhuman creatures such as beasts and birds is a precursor of their evolution. Reaping the fruit of their past evil deeds in the course of their life, and having been disencumbered of them, such beasts and birds progress in the scale of evolution, while the soul clothed with a human body takes with him a load of sins by perpetrating evil deeds to reap suffering after being thrown into hellish wombs. In this way, he heads towards degradation. Remember, when you have assumed a human form, vindicate your humanity, foster the human nature, and keeping the senses and mind under control, perform with the moin, order to realize God, the summum bonum of human life, and in a spirit of service to the Lord of such actions alone, whereby your human existence may be vindicated and attain its end. Remember, you are not a slave of your mind and senses. You are the master of them, although immutable, desireless, all-powerful, and the ruler of all. All these have been vouchsafed to you in order that they may minister to you Oto, your own, self, the Lord, and not that they may lord it over you and make a free draft on your service. Therefore, recognizing your own self, devote your mind and senses to pursuits leading to your spiritual welfare, to the service of God, rather than allow them to follow their own whims. Intent on God, your mind and senses will conduce to your spiritual welfare. Freely indulging in luxuries, on the other hand, they will lead to your degradation and complete ruination. Remember, human life is momentary. This life of yours is drifting every moment in the stream of death. There is no knowing when it will come to an end. Therefore, with great vigilance, devote every moment of your life to the service of God. Do not allow it to be frittered away in wrongdoing. Remember, your future lies in your hands alone. You are yourself the means of your spiritual well-being. Guarding against evil company, ever cultivate the fellowship of good men without interruption. Accumulate that which is good, contemplate on the good, perform good deeds, and attain the good alone. Truly speaking, God alone is a goodie. Everything other than God is evil. If you enjoyed this video and want to bring true happiness into your life, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And tell us in the comments what brings you the greatest joy. Let's learn together how we can fill our lives with happiness and peace.